Hi guys. Guys, hi guys भन्नुपर्छ हो है आजकल हाई गाइच भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ पुरा चल्दो रहेछ नि त ब्लग्सहरू है गाइच द्याट्स बिकम द ट्रेन्ड ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट जस्ट किडिङ today I have basically come once again to sort of just share pour in my feelings rather. This is regarding the recent face-off that we've had with Pakistan. Basically the entire world now knows how much of a pain in the neck. I'm sure the word did click you, pain in the dash, but I don't want to use that word here in social media. So pain in the neck. Decent wonder movie, right? So basically everyone is aware of that, right? We need to believe in the fact that we are far more superior than Pakistan in terms of the military capacity, in terms of the arms and ammunitions that we have, in terms of the entire defense infrastructure that we have. It's way above, right? Our पहिलाको टाइममा when we had this Congress government, we did not have much of those modern day aircrafts. हाम्रोमा थिएन, तर पनि त still the fleet was bigger. उनीहरूभन्दा त धेरै थिएन हाम्रोमा quantity wise त हैन. The latest technology हाम्रोमा थिएन. Our US was like very supportive of Pakistan those days, for all the good reasons that US knows about, right? The US very well knew what kind of a nation were they supporting, but still they chose to support Pakistan for their own benefits, right? So they were the ones who gave F-16 probably to Pakistan. Otherwise, a nation like Pakistan does not have a capacity to buy over 50 trucks from India. Forget about F-16. That's the kind of economy they've had since last almost 2 decades, Manuna. Despite of all that, they still get to use that F-16, eh? Imagine that F-16 was brought down by a 70s fighter jet, MiG-21. What an embarrassment, right? To the entire US fraternity and to the entire Pakistan. They are shameless people, so let's not even count them. So that was the kind of situation, right? Despite of all that, MiG-21 brought down the F-16, which will now probably go down the history, right? And it'll remain there forever. So what does that mean? It means it's not the technology only that matters. It's the person using the technology rather. So कुरा चाहिँ त्यहाँ छ नि त. अब हामीले यति एडभान्स्ड एयरक्राफ्टलाई MiG-21 ले झारिदियो भनेपछि त्यो MiG-21 चलाउने मान्छेमा त्यो केपेबिलिटिज थियो त, त्यो मनुभरिङ स्किल्स थियो नि त, हैन? वेल ट्रेन्ड थियो नि त. द्याट्स वाइ त र त गर्नु सक्यो, हैन? सो बट दुःखको कुरा चाहिँ के छ भने what happens is India is such a country where you say anything against the government, you speak evil against your own nation, and there's nothing happening, and you're still getting away with it, right? मजाले आफ्नो काम गरिरहेछ, and you're living in this country, and then you're still sort of speaking against your own nation, and you get one chance to bring down or embarrass your own government just because you don't like somebody, or just because your ideology does not match with what the head of the state says. You tend to sort of go to any extent. This is something which is very, very, I really condemn this on a personal level, of course. After all, who am I to condemn? तर त्यो मेरो आफ्नो personal perspective. So this is what I feel. And त्यहाँदेखि यत्रो वार हुँदाखेरि पनि this was the time when I expected rather, when you tend to expect the entire team, the entire political fraternity to come together and join hands and stand as one. But every time these pathetic politicians, they have failed miserably. Every time they've made me realize that these people do not really care about their country. They are least bothered about what is happening. As long as they get to score some political scorings, some brownie points, that's all they need. So now if situation यस्तो छ कि हाम्रो इन्डियाको if Modi does something very good, for example Modi ji being the PM current, right? If he does something very which makes him very popular and at the same time which makes the entire nation feel proud of, त्यस्तो भयो भने चाहिँ this opposition leaders, instead of saying, oh, this is one job that I liked, oh sir, you've done a good job, okay, we are there, भन्नु त छैन है. Just because they are in the opposition, they have taken it so seriously that we will have to literally oppose each and everything that the government does. This is not the essence of an opposition party. An opposition is there to probably maintain the system of checks and balances, right? Because otherwise what happens is then it's not democracy at all if you don't have an opposition. But the opposition also has a very important role in the functioning of the government. If the opposition does not approve of anything, how will the government function? It's so simple, right? So one must understand that, they know everything. But sometimes I feel, do they forget once they take the oath as an opposition team? Do they forget their duties? Or do they get so, taken away that their only prime agenda confines to sort of opposing Modi? त्यो मात्रै हुन्छ उनीहरूको फोकस जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई कि. So that's the kind of feeling I sometimes, it comes in my mind and I keep pondering about it. But on the other hand, there are some sensible leaders who has really shown some good support. But at least the steps taken by his government, the steps taken by the defense fraternity of our Republic of India is something that these leaders need to support and always have a positive feeling towards them. And this was done very extremely popular leader of one of the leaders of opposition party, Shashi Tharoor sir. I could see his interviews, and those interviews were like, it was so satisfying. His responses to the questions from the media were so apt, right? यति राम्रो लाग्यो मलाई सुनेर. And that is when I felt that I wish we had just about another few, not maybe much, but maybe just a few ministers in the opposition, politicians in the opposition who had the same mentality. That's what I really longed for at that moment. I still long for it, but that was the time when that feeling came into my mind. Then even Owaisi, he was very vocal in his statements. He was very vocal in putting across his feelings regarding whatever was going on, and I think that is something highly appreciable as well. And similar, but beyond them, maybe I lacked the access to a lot of other comments. But I could not see or hear anyone else come up with anything supportive. So this is very, very sad. It's a state where you feel very desperate, and then you have people supporting this kind of mindset as well. I don't know what is wrong with our people. Some of the people are still supporting some of these loser politicians, I'm telling you, who has nothing to do with the country. They are only here to make some good money. Now the Pakistani media, look at them. India, whatever you say in favor of the government suddenly becomes Godi media. Why? Because it's very convenient for them to say that India shot 6 missiles in the air and these many bunkers, destroyed these many terrorist hideouts. There will be only 3 people. Jindabad, okay, good, Jai Hind. Rest will all say, where is the proof? When your own opposition leader once said during the surgical strike he wanted proof. Look at the, look at the thought. How can one go so low and even question the authenticity of the attacks made by your own defense officials? You don't believe in politicians. Good. You are one politician whom no one believes. But still, you cannot afford to not have faith in your own security system, right? So I think this is, I've never seen or heard about this kind of personalities in any other part of the world, to be very honest. And this does make me feel very sad. Maybe others share the same thought as well. And then you find logic. Go to hell. This is not the time for you to, come up with logical analysis of what is right. There's nothing right and wrong when it comes to a war. You are in a state of war. Your forces are being targeted. Your innocent people has already lost their lives, and the soldiers there are avenging the death of these. Avenging the life of these innocent people. They are protecting your nation, and then you're trying to look in for justifications. Whether one of the civilian camps got under fire or not. If the civilian camp happens to be attached to a terrorist camp, what can you expect? When I blow off the terrorist camp, my bullet or my mortar that I throw, or the missile that goes, will not have the capacity of burning only or blasting off only exactly where I fire. It will have repercussions. It will have side effects. So it's so common. Unless you call Rajnikant ji and ask him to shoot the way he used to do it in Bollywood movies, with all due respect, that's just a movie at the end of the day. I don't think anyone has that precision to fire straight into the militant's eyes. So and then you have people trying to justify what the leaders in Pakistan has said, and then they try to make it sound as if they're very right. Some do it with the reasoning, with all due respect. I'm not blaming anyone by the way, but it all depends on how you perceive things, right? Then when the person keeps talking, and then it gives me some room for evaluation in the back of my mind, and that's when I arrive to rather a conclusion and ready. That's how I go about. Well, I do not blindly like to say that this is fake, he's wrong, this is illegal. No, I don't do that. That's my own method of assessing things or people rather. So anyways, we've had this standoff, and now in the initial stages we had a lot of international attention, and the European world was all in support of India. They still are, but then as Jay Shankar sir once said, that all of the problems of the world are not the problems of Europe, is what they need to understand, and all the problems of Europe are the world's problem, is the kind of notion they carry. So I feel that there is something that needs to be understood here. There's a deep meaning, because each and everything that Europe suffers from eventually becomes a world problem. But the world's problem is not Europe's problem. I think he was absolutely right in what he said, and this notion will remain there for some time, before this major paradigm shift happens, before this major perceptional change happens in the entire world. This is going to remain for some time, right? So currently, again, we can hear some stories, but again, it's so difficult to assess what is true, what is untrue, because in this world of social media and a lot of online editing tools, and on top of that, this AI stuff is making things very complicated. And now, last but not the least, my friend, I always had this prayers for my armed forces arts, and whenever I did my whatever little spiritual practice that I do, I always prayed for them. I prayed for my nation. I think everyone should do that. And you should also, at the same time, respect someone else's nation and someone else's feelings. That's always there. It's like respecting your mother and then respect and not respecting someone else's mother. When you don't respect somebody else's mother, I don't think your respect for your mother stands valid, right? So that's the only point I'm trying to make. But at the same time, Pakistan is exceptionally a different kind of a nation. It's been harboring terrorism for so long. It's been proven umpteen number of times. You don't even need to now find out the facts about Pakistan. It's right there in the public domain. You go and search. I mean, what else do you want to know when you heard the world's most wanted terrorist Osama bin Laden was found in Pakistan? What else do you need? What more proof do you need to justify your Pakistan that it is a terrorism harboring state? And there should not be any politics about facts. Whatever is a fact is reality, should be presented as reality. I think it's time the nations that wishes to see peace, and the nation that believes in globalization rather, must all condemn the acts of Pakistan. So friends, this was just something that I wanted to share, and I must have fumbled a lot because I've taken the video on my own, and I tend to get a little conscious when I take my own video. If there's a cameraman nearby, I really don't have problems, but when I'm all by myself, I fumble. It's the other way around with most of you guys, but that's how I am. So see you guys, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Thank you. Bye bye.